Sometimes there is a little bit of joy in saying, I told you so. Get your coffee. When you are a leader, there are times when you have to give people warnings. It isn't always easy to do so. When we have our minds made up about doing something, we don't typically want to hear another person's words of caution. But in more than 20 years of work as a pastor, there have been a number of times where I've had to caution individuals, and sometimes more than just individuals, to groups, saying, I don't think that your plan is wise. I don't think that what you are wanting to do is a good idea. Or using the words of the Apostle Paul in Acts 27, men, I perceive that this voyage will end with disaster and much loss. Paul, at the point that he spoke those words, was a prisoner of the Roman Empire. He was being extradited to the capital, Rome, to appeal his case before the highest court, before Caesar. And those to whom Paul was speaking probably didn't see him as much of an authority on the topic that was at hand. They were traveling through the Mediterranean Sea in the late fall in about the early 60s AD. The Mediterranean in the late fall isn't the best place to be, especially for the kind of ship that they were on. And Paul had something like shipwreck PTSD. He'd already experienced shipwreck in earlier voyages. He wasn't an expert, but he knew a little bit about what he was saying. Men, I perceive that this voyage will end with disaster and much loss. But they didn't really listen to Paul. It was kind of one of those stay in your lane, preacher boy situations. If you read on in Acts 27, you'll find that Paul's perception became reality, to the point that he even had a chance to give an apostolic I told you so. In Acts 27:21, it says, men, you should have listened to me. There is a little bit of affirming joy when you are proven right and you have that opportunity to give someone an I told you so. But having lived through a few situations, maybe not as serious as Paul's and the shipwreck there in Acts 27, but situations where words of caution were ignored, I would have rather been heeded before the shipwreck than acknowledged after. But unfortunately, most of us, myself included, we need the scars of personal experience before we'll recognize what genuine wisdom really looks like. Men, you should have listened to me. Something to think about. We'll see you next time.